All right, let's dive right into this explainer. If you live anywhere near the Puget Sound, you already know our beautiful weather can be, well, incredibly harsh on a home's infrastructure. Today, we're digging into some real-world data and insights from Peak HVAC Seattle. We really want to figure out why home comfort systems face such a unique, uphill battle in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to uncover why these units fail, how you can actually extend their lifespans, and the insider rules you absolutely need to know before you spend a single dime on repairs. It is a super common frustration for property owners around the greater Seattle area, especially done Federal Way. You know the drill. You buy this top-of-the-line system, you expect it to last for decades, and then suddenly it starts making these strange noises. Or worse, it just gives out completely right in the middle of a freezing cold snap. We're going to unpack exactly what is destroying these systems and how to stop it. Because honestly, a system that might easily last 20 years in a dry, mild climate is literally fighting for its life out here. Section 1. The Marine Climate Challenge. Why Federal Way weather is an HVAC villain. So, to really get a handle on this, we have to look at the environment. We live in a marine climate, and this specific geography is the root cause of the crazy toll taken on your systems. A marine climate isn't just about the rain, right? It's about that constant, ever-present moisture hanging in the air. This humidity forces your equipment to work overtime just managing condensation, which essentially turns your home into an unintentional battleground against the elements. Just think about the environmental stressors we're dealing with here. High humidity year-round, massive temperature swings from the 30s up into the 80s, damp soil in our crawl spaces and basements, and if you're near the water, that corrosive salt air. Because of this constant moisture from the Puget Sound and the damp soil, standard HVAC advice from other parts of the country just doesn't apply to us. Section 2. Predictable heating and cooling failures, the specific casualties of the climate.
So, have you noticed excess dust lately, or maybe some weird musty smells in your house? If so, you might be dealing with the direct casualties of this damp climate right now. A lot of folks just think, oh, it's time to dust, or they grab an air freshener. But those smells, or a sudden spike in airborne dust, are usually the very first warning signs that your system is actively losing its battle with the marine environment.
Moisture really is the ultimate enemy here. I mean, high humidity breeds mold right inside your ductwork and air handlers, which is pretty gross when you think about it. The constant condensation creates these little pools of water where algae just thrives, eventually clogging up your condensate drains. And on top of that, the humidity literally corrodes your electrical connections, while the salt air rusts out the outdoor units. The whole system is basically being attacked from the inside out. And actually, if you live in older neighborhoods, places like West Campus, Twin Lakes, or Adelaide, your home's original setup might be making all of this even worse. A lot of these beautiful older homes were built before updated ventilation codes. They lack adequate air exchange, which traps that humid outside air inside. That just forces your aging equipment to work so much harder to keep things comfortable. Section 3. The rules of replacement. Insider secrets for your HVAC system. All right, how do we fight back? This brings us to a brilliant industry formula called the $5,000 rule. This is totally crucial for figuring out if you should repair a dying unit or just bite the bullet and replace it. Here's how the math works. You take the estimated repair cost and you multiply it by the age of the unit in years. If a $400 repair on a 15-year-old system equals $6,000, well, that's over $5,000. That mathematically tells you replacement is the smarter, more economical move. Throwing money at an old, inefficient unit in a damp climate is a losing game compared to getting a new, efficient one. Next up, we have the 3-minute rule. This is a remarkably simple, massive money saver for your air conditioner. All you have to do is wait 3 minutes between system cycles. By waiting just 3 minutes before restarting an AC unit that just turned off, you let the internal refrigerant pressure completely equalize. If you impatiently flick the thermostat on and off, you are forcing the compressor to fight against extreme high pressure, which causes massive wear and tear, and can literally destroy it. Modern thermostats usually enforce this, but if your system is short-cycling rapidly, you absolutely need to get a tech out there. Now, if you actually follow these rules and stick to routine biannual maintenance, getting professional installation at year 0 and keeping up with it, your system can absolutely survive 15 to 20 years, even in our harsh climate. Routine maintenance is that vital bridge between day 1 and year 20. And look, when it is finally time to pull the plug, the data is super clear. The absolute best time to buy a new HVAC system is the fall or early spring. We're talking late September through November. Planning ahead means you completely avoid that frantic emergency rush during a January freeze or a July heat wave. Section 4. a straightforward service process. How local experts navigate these challenges. When things do break, you really want a local expert who actually gets this environment. Contractors like Peak HVAC Seattle base their whole business model around our specific geography. They stock their trucks with parts for Lennox, Trane, Carrier, and Rheem units that are super common in South King County homes. They specialize in these tricky marine climate moisture issues, offer honest volume-based assessments, and can even do a 24/7 emergency response in under an hour. They follow a really straightforward process. Step 1, contact and dispatch. Step 2, diagnosis and approval. Step 3, repair and verification. It completely removes the guesswork. You get an accurate diagnosis in plain English and a firm price before anyone starts tearing your system apart. There is a quote from the source material that I absolutely love, and it says, "We repair equipment when repair makes sense and recommend replacement when systems are truly done." That perfectly hits the nail on the head. You want an honest assessment, not someone trying to upsell a desperate homeowner. So let's wrap this up with a question. Are you going to wait for a January cold snap to test your luck? Or are you ready to take control of your home's comfort today? Seriously, don't wait for a freezing night to find out your system gave up the ghost. Take these rules, schedule your off-season maintenance, and get proactive. The ball is in your court.